Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Mr. HD, in the building. You already know what it is. I got the homie Physics in here with me. We gonna do the news today, then we gonna get into the blunt ratings for Monday Night Raw. Fizz, what's cracking with you, bro?
What up, world? It's your boy, Physics, a.k.a. Fizzy Uzos, a.k.a. Hall and Stash, a.k.a. The Sun's got a new owner. What up, world? How y'all doing?
Hey, they sure did. They finalized it. $4 billion, right?
Yes.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of
Former
money.
Michigan State basketball player, so.
Wait a minute, really?
Yeah, he played with the last time, the year that Jason Richardson won championship. He was on that squad.
Oh, wow. And he's a billionaire now?
Yeah.
What
well,
did
his
he
dad
do?
was a billionaire and then just gave him
I
down
was about to
everything,
say,
and
what
then
the
he
hell
just made
did
it a little bit more.
Okay,
and
I'm
that's where
like,
you
what
go.
the hell did he do in that time? I ain't heard nothing about this dude. What's his name again?
His name is Matt. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah,
Matt Ishabia.
It should be okay.
Ishbia.
Is it a black
Yep.
guy?
White guy.
White dude. Okay. That's what's
Yep.
up. That's what's up. And he hooped.
He was like the
That's what's up.
15 man.
Right.
That
Hey,
Michigan squad.
Those usually end up being the billionaires. You know what I mean? Probably his dad paid his way on the team. You know what I mean?
He was a walk on, so
Exactly. Here's a
and
cool
he's the biggest.
$5 million
He's the biggest basketball donor for
to the booster club. Exactly.
He's the biggest booster for for Michigan.
Exactly. We know how he got on the team. I ain't even mad
Mhm.
at it because he probably still donate money to Michigan State. I ain't even mad at
Oh,
him, man.
he's. I think around like 100 so million.
Whew,
Like,
yeah, he bought the stadium then. God damn. That's what's up. His name is Matt Money, right? That's facts. What's up, Gruss? What's up, Deontay? Thanks for being in here early, guys. Sorry we're
Get
late.
well
I
soon,
was
Gruss.
being a dad. Yeah, get well soon, man. He over there battling COVID for the last few days. Hopefully that goes past. Physics, have you had the germ yet? Did you get
Nope.
it? Me neither, man.
Nope.
I ain't had to experience that. Thank goodness.
You saw me in person. I still wear a mask.
Yeah, you do. You definitely still wear a mask. I ain't mad at it. You smart, especially in the poker room and all that shit. That's definitely a place to wear masks. Probably gloves too. But what we got on the news today, man? Let's talk about some wrestling.
We want to talk about some money. Let's talk about some Mandy Rose.
Oh yeah,
money.
she getting big dollars. Hey.
As we all know, she got fired last week, but Mandy's agent, Malkikawa of First Round Management, an agency whose other clients include Johnny Gargano and Indy Hartwell, among others, told TMZ she's made $500,000 in fan-tie subscriptions since WWE cut her loose last Wednesday. In fact,
5 years
Kawa
pay.
predicts. In fact, Kawa predicts Rose will be the newest self-made millionaire by Christmas. The price of Mandy's site has gone up since her December 14th release. It's currently set at $30 per month, which indicates she sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 20K subscriptions in the last 6 days. That pace won't continue forever, and not everyone signing up will be a long-term subscriber, but still. Reports are WWE didn't give Mandy a chance to pull the content they or their sponsors or partners didn't like before terminating her. But if Kawa's numbers are right, it's hard to imagine she would have done it anyway. So
she would have been a fool to stay.
500K, 6
I was
days.
like, somebody gonna pay me that kind of money to walk around naked. I'm gonna do it. Like it is
6
what
days.
It is. Like that, like the Cash Me Outside girl was a ratchet little girl on the Dr. Phil show and made like $50 million in on a very short amount of time. Like, hey man, it's the blessings of being a woman in America. You can make a crap ton of money just by getting naked. It is what it is. She would have been an idiot to get paid $100,000 to go take bumps, like I said yesterday, when she could literally just get naked with her boyfriend and make $1 million a week or whatever she gonna be making. It's just simple math. At the end of the day, it's simple math. You know what I mean? If you're conscious and all that, and you don't have no quips or whatever about doing it, you know what I mean?
At this moment, it's a family business, so
What
this
you
is her
mean?
husband,
What is?
so-
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, that's facts.
So-
You know what I mean? That's facts.
so-
It ain't like she getting trains or she ain't. It ain't. You know what I mean? Mandy does Dallas or anything like that. She's literally with her man. So if the people want to pay to watch them do their thing, then hey, so be it. I've seen enough porn. I ain't about to be hating on them. You know what I mean? I'm not about to be hating on them. You know what I mean? So
And then
good
if
for her.
anybody wants her wrestling, that check
it's
is gonna have to be large now.
It's gonna have to be bigger than Sasha Banks' check because Sasha ain't getting naked on the websites. They gonna have to pay her more than Sasha, like unless she just really wants to wrestle, which she might, because she did get a lot better over the last couple years. So she might still have a wrestling itch. It kind of came out of nowhere. She was a champion. She might still be like, nah, fuck it, I want to wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she getting a raise, so
Yeah, she definitely getting a raise. The only company that can afford her right now is AEW. You know what I mean? Tony Khan's the only other person that could afford her. Impact, you heard, who was it? Tommy Dreamer. Come over here. Bruh, you can't even afford a good roster. Well, she not coming there. Mandy Rose is not going to Impact. She better not go to Impact. Just go get impacted on your channel. That's all she need to be doing. It's the only Impact she need to be doing because they ain't got the bag. You know what I mean? So good for her, man. Good for her. And Tino, because he getting his cut. So good for both of them. You know what I mean? He didn't make it as a wrestler, but hey. I wonder
he
if
also
he
got
got
football.
fired.
He has football. He has football money as well. So,
That's true. That's true. He already had the bag. You're right. 100%. You're right.
He was driving around with Ferraris and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's probably why she liked him. You know what I mean? That's how the world works. But yeah. What else we got?
What else we got? WWE is still months away from WrestleMania 39, but with the company looking to finalize the main event plans for the show by mid-January, fans are wondering whether they've been set yet. As previously reported, WWE is hoping to bring back The Rock, Steve Austin, and John Cena for the show, with the idea of doing The Rock vs. Roman Reigns as the main event of either night in April. While speaking on today's Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that he was last told that Cena is probable for the event and The Rock is still possible. Well, I'll say this. The Rock's schedule has lightened up a lot due to James Gunn. So, he should probably be at Mania. Ain't like you got Black Adam to do.
The face
anymore.
of the DC universe is about to change forever. Yeah, nigga,
And
it
it
ain't
did.
gonna be you.
Without you.
Right.
Without you.
It ain't gonna be you. Oops. Hey man, Black Adam was okay. I only watched it once, so I can only say it was okay.
I mean, that's all the times you need to watch
yeah,
it.
it's like once you watch it once.
Unless you want some Jay-Z propaganda.
Exactly. It's like it ain't. It's a superhero movie with some cool superhero stuff, but the story was kind of blah. The backstory was non-existent. It wasn't that great of a movie. Let's just say.
Yeah.
The Rock was in it though. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, so he should be free to do it.
Yeah.
And you keep talking about it on Young Rock, so I mean, at this point, you might as well.
They definitely keep hinting at it, and I mean, if you're gonna miss the LA WrestleMania. I mean, the only one you could do.
I know
it
you got to
40.
push the XFL. He has to push the XFL. So
true, very true. He does own the XFL now. You know what I mean? So that might be a thing. It's a little thing him and Vince got going on. I'm sure they still in business talking on the regular. Yeah, I mean, The Rock got to be at WrestleMania. I mean, he could show up at 40, but because it's a nice round number. You know what I mean? But LA
just
just
feel like
makes
we're in
too much
Hollywood.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes too much sense, bro. It just makes too much sense. You know what I mean? Him and Cena, it makes way too much sense. Logan Paul too. You know what I mean? So Bad Bunny too. Get all the celebrities there. It's fucking LA. You got to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with it.
In the latest sign, WWE is preparing for his return on the road to WrestleMania. Fightful reports Cody Rhodes was in Los Angeles recently filming a 2K commercial with The Miz, Johnny Gargano, Rey and Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, and Bianca Belair was also there.
A
so,
2K commercial?
Yeah.
2K23?
Listen again. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
The next one, just
Yeah,
get it out the
23.
way now. We already know we're doing it.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, good.
WrestlingNews.co claims an Edge versus Finn Balor gimmick match is planned for Royal Rumble, and that gimmick could be held in a cell. Zero News said their sources last indicated Edge was scheduled to return at February's Elimination Chamber event in Montreal, which we all know he's kind of stated that this upcoming year might be his last. So he has some things he wants to get done before he fully hangs it up.
Yeah.
What else we got? Wrestling Observer newsletter notes that Stardom initially turned down the deal for Sasha Banks due to thinking it wasn't cost effective, but obviously Bushido, who owns Stardom in New Japan Pro Wrestling, thought otherwise. According to a tweet from a talent agent based in Japan, Sasha Banks will be staying in Japan from the middle of this week. She's taking meetings in hopes to collaborate with Japanese brands, make as much money as you can before you decide to come back stateside, Sasha.
Yeah, I mean, she's a hustler, man. Gotta respect Sasha Banks. She don't sleep. She be working her ass off. So get the bag, sis. Get the bag.
Regarding AEW's new look for Dynamite and Rampage, Fightful's Will Washington tweeted that they've been working on it for a few weeks already, including with wrestler ID shots being filmed over the weekend at Full Gear. So expect this new look to stay for a while. They also say rumors of Goldberg. Yeah, shout out to him. They also say rumors of Goldberg signing a new WWE deal aren't true, and his current deal is up at the end of the year with no matches remaining on it.
Thank God. Just let it be over. Just let it be over. Don't need him back ever. I'm sorry. I just don't. Do you want to see Goldberg again, Fizz?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm past.
No, bring him back as a manager. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
And
man.
Speaking of retirement, on the last Arn podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Arn Anderson said he plans on retiring when his AEW contract runs out in a year and a half. So hopefully they do something with him so we can see at least one more spine buster, because that man can still deliver them. So let's get as many as we can before he says he's done.
That's facts. That's facts.
And that's it with the news.
He's
you know,
a legend,
it's light.
You know what I mean? You always got to do when you talk about Arn, you always got to. That's my favorite Arn Anderson promo of all time. Of all time. Like, I saw all the Four Horsemen promo. I was watching wrestling then. That was the greatest promo of all time, that shit he did with Cody Rhodes. Boy,
I grabbed my Glock.
You know what I do? I was like, oh, shit. Arn is a gangster, armed Arn. You know what I mean? Armed Arn. He's not playing no games. Shit.
I mean, he stabbed Psycho Sid. So,
he did. Know. He definitely did stab Psycho Sid. I mean, that's probably
Sid,
the only way you could beat him.
Still had the upper. He still had the upper hand.
Yeah,
too.
I was about to say Sid's a psychopath. He's literally a psychopath.
He did not stop that man.
So that's the only. You might want to get a gun next time because Sid was literally psycho. So you ain't want to mess around with that dude. He couldn't read, couldn't talk, but he beat your ass though.
Throwing his Jerry curl juice into the crowd.
Exactly. Sweaty ass curls, just sweating and shit, face all
I
red.
got half a brain.
Oh God, that shit was legendary. That's right up there with Steiner math. It's right up there with the Steiner. It's like, wait a minute, I ain't made it say that. Oh shit. Oh man. Shout out to Arn Anderson and Sid Vicious, though, legends in the game. I do want to say talk about one sad thing though that's kind of got me bummed out. Maki Ito did an interview and said she never wants to wrestle for WWE. Now, personally,
I'll be honest. I don't think WWE was checking for her.
You don't. I mean, no. They said that they were. They there was a rumor that they might have been interested in her at one point. They would be silly not to be because she's awesome. Like, she might be my favorite comedy wrestler. Her and Orange Cassidy, they might be my favorite comedy wrestlers. They're both still great wrestlers, but they know how to inject comedy into their matches, and well-timed comedy too, which is important when you're doing that stuff. So I'm kind of sad about that, man.
I mean, you got to think about her relationship with Kenny Omega. So
yeah,
it's like,
true. He kind of made her. You're right, 100%. I forgot all about that. You know what I mean? He put her on. He runs the win. Yeah, she.
I mean, unless what I think is going to eventually happen of Kenny leaving, I feel like that will change her mind.
That's true, because his contract is up. that or coming up soon, so that could be an issue. I think all of the elites contracts are coming up at some point because they all signed 3-4 year deals, and it's been about that amount of time. So, yeah, that's
And we ain't
that's
heard
interesting.
we've heard nothing about exactly what was going to do. So,
and we ain't really hear nothing about Cody until it was hitting the fan. You know what I mean? Shit hit the fan. Like, wait a minute, he's leaving?
His contract is up in January.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Wow. And with all the backstage stuff,
They have him wrestling at March 14th, but his contract is up in January, and there's no talks of if he's re-signed or anything.
AEW always got people wrestling that ain't in a contract, so they don't really mean nothing. But yeah. That's
and Young Bucks' contract is going till the end of 2023.
Okay, so they got an extra.
Kenny's decision is technically by himself.
Gotcha. That's interesting that they all signed at the same time, started the company together, and they signed a longer deal. Kenny must have had some plans. Who knows? But yeah,
I told you, the man is he wrestles to be the greatest wrestler of all time. And as much as he might want to Jay Lethal it and be that one guy that's never gone to WWE, I feel like he knows WrestleMania is the pinnacle, and that's one thing he wants to do. He wants to main event WrestleMania.
As much
if
as
he
they
said
talk
he's
shit,
never wanted, if he said he's never thought about that, that man is lying.
They all lie. If any wrestlers ever said they want to wrestle at WrestleMania, they're a fucking liar. That's not even. Come on, that's
because if you think about it, if he does this, he'll be. I can't think of anybody else. He might be the first wrestler to main event every major promotion's biggest event,
biggest show.
Yeah.
Did Daniel
be him?
Daniel Bryan never main evented a New Japan show.
Yeah.
Damn.
New Japan to Ring of Honor to Impact to
Lesnar. No, Lesnar. Yeah, he ain't in AEW. So yeah, that's crazy. Damn. That's
AEW, like that AEW part throws a lot of people out.
Yeah,
then, like
pretty much eliminates everybody.
AJ Styles is one that's pretty much done. Like AJ and Bryan Danielson, they would fit in that category, but that AEW part kind of throws a wrench in.
And if Kenny came to WWE, he would main event WrestleMania. He wouldn't be the opening match. He would be the main event against whoever, Roman, Seth, whatever. So, yeah, there's not a lot of people who could say they would have done that if that ever happens. I think he's gonna re-sign with AEW. I want him to leave. You know what I mean? I want there to be like people going to. I want there to be more Cody Rhodes situations. You got people going to AEW from WWE. I want to see it vice versa as well.
This is the thing. They might be smart like Cody was, and maybe in his contract. This is the biggest. I would say the biggest tell if he doesn't have a non-compete. Because they say it's in January. They don't say when in January his contract is up. Because that was a good thing. That was the thing about Cody. Like that was why he was able to show up so fast.
Yeah.
Where everybody else, if they decide to come over, they got a long ass time. It's the reason why they're trying to keep. They're trying to put a non-compete for CM Punk because they know exactly what might happen if he,
Yeah,
leaves.
I would guess that none of those guys have a non-compete.
Yeah.
Like just because they helped start the company, why would you make them sign a non-compete? You know what I mean? It's like they're starting. You wouldn't even expect them to leave. You know what I mean? So
and it's up in January. If they say he doesn't resign, just know that Royal Rumble thing is going to start.
Oh my God!
The interest is going
to. There's too much going on.
And let Cody be in the ring. And then the next person that comes out after Cody is Kenny Omega.
Bro, would
everybody will lose their mind.
The fucking internet. That would literally break the entire internet. People from all.
And then the third person that shows up into the ring is CM Punk.
Oh, bruh, stop it. That's too much. Come on, bro. Are you trying to bring
People
Armageddon to the
TV
wrestling
out
world?
the window.
Exactly. Like literally. I'll be like, I can't take it. It's too much overload. I can't do it. Circuit overload. Yeah, that would be way too much, but that would be fucking awesome. Oh my God. Then we signed Jay White somehow to WWE. Hey man, listen. I want Triple H to get smart and bring everybody over. Because Jay White clearly didn't sign with AEW, even though he showed up a couple times. Will Ospreay got to come over. Triple H just need to go raid New Japan real quick. You know what I mean? Get Tanahashi over here.
Technically, the person that show up was a name that New Japan wanted to keep.
Exactly. He just beat
And
Okada
he
like a
took
few
him
months
away.
ago. Exactly.
And took that man away.
He definitely just roughed Jonah. And speaking of Jonah, he showed up on Monday Night Raw last night. And we're going to talk about Raw now on the Blunt Ratings.
Let's go.
Right after the intro.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke. Talk to him. We want the smoke. We want the smoke. Come on, John.
All right, we back, you guys. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw, man. And as you saw in the thumbnail, I have a question. Was this the best Monday Night Raw of 2022? And it is officially the last Monday Night Raw of 2022 because next week is just going to be clips. It's just going to be basically a highlight show of everything that happened during the year. So I probably won't even watch it. I'll be watching football. So
There's no need to watch it.
Yeah, no need to watch it. Yeah, I mean, we already talked about everything that happened this year, so I'm not going to watch that show. But yeah, the show started off hot. You know what I mean? And I love this physics. I love shit like this, like show long storylines where you get stuff that feels like the Attitude Era-esque without all the like grotesque raunchiness and stupid silly stuff. It's just like chaos, like controlled chaos, and that's what this felt like. They showed the Bloodline backstage. Obviously the Bloodline on SmackDown, but they're invading Raw because they showed a clip of Roman Reigns basically saying Kevin Owens, you know what I mean? This is the home of Monday Night Raw, the home of Kevin Owens, but you like to keep coming over here up in my business on the island of relevancy, you know what I mean? Sticking your nose in everything, you know what I mean? So what we about to do is show you how deep we are and how we go, you know what I mean? You're going to need the whole locker room to have your back to stop us. So, he basically gave the Usos orders to go over there and take care of business on Monday Night Raw and show them what the Bloodline is all about. And that's exactly what the Bloodline did, because you saw the Bloodline backstage just beating up people for no reason. I think Cedric Alexander was back there. Mustafa Ali was back there. Who else they beat up?
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler was
Andre
back there.
Chase.
Andre Chase.
Shane Hemsley was back there helping.
He was trying to help.
Shane Hemsley was helping people.
It's like Hurricane. He's there. He can't do nothing though. Shelton Benjamin was back there. You know what I mean? They was just beating up he was fucking everybody up, just throwing people in the trunks and all that shit. Backstage brawls. But
And
it
people
was
with
only 3 of them.
guitars.
It was Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy. And Solo.
Oh, and Solo.
Yeah, Solo was there because he was poking people with the thumb. You already know, Samoan spiking everybody. Yes, he and Solo the one. It was funny because they was it's like I think Jimmy or somebody was about to use the guitar on Elias, and it was like, nah. There's gonna be a solo act. They gave the guitar to Solo. I was like, I like that. And so yeah, they was like, yeah, the Bloodline here, man, we taking over shit. And then they cut to commercial. It was chaos or whatever, or they started Monday Night Raw. And we got to see the first match of the night, which is.
Hey, we just got to get to a point and just understand that it's not Kevin Owens' show. The Raw is the Street Profits and Alpha Academy show.
Jesus Christ.
And we're just here. We're just here to in Judgment Day.
30-minute segment every week. Like, all right, can they at least win a match if you're going to have them on TV
Street Profits,
every week?
Judgment Day, and Alpha Academy, they take up majority of Raw.
40 minutes of the show, or 40% of the show every week. I'm like, how is Chad and Otis on TV so much and they never win? They be in the longest segments, some of the most important segments, and they never win.
And this is why people that are on AEW get mad looking over there and they're like, Alpha Academy's on TV every damn
week. And I'll mirror over there like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
And y'all don't got nothing for me?
Nothing
Y'all
for
got
me,
nothing
my
for
nigga.
me.
Like, nothing? Like, damn. But we did have the Street Profits teaming up with Akira Tozawa, going up against the Judgment Days, all the guys in the Judgment Day. This match was standard. We've seen it 1,000 times at this point. Well, at least between Street Profits and Alpha Academy, you throw in, Judgment Day or whatever, but then you throw in Akira Tozawa in the mix. It gives a little. I like Akira being back to his old Akira Tozawa NXT 205 Live days. You know what I mean? Where he's a wrestler. But this turned into a joke real quick, Fizz.
Well, we did have long-term storytelling because Dominic's eyes are just going to be getting abused for the next few weeks.
I guess that's the
after from Japanese wrestlers, from Asuka to Akira Tozawa, Asuka spitting the mist and then him throwing the alcohol into his eyes, which led
tried
to the
hit
roll
Rhea
up.
with a fake cup of alcohol, clearly water, but he
Yeah.
threw it at Rhea and she ducked and it.
And of
went all
course,
in
mommy,
Dom's eyes.
mommy,
Mommy,
my eyes,
mommy, my eyes, mommy.
He was like, it happened again.
He's like Dominic is a joy to watch at this point. He is fucking hilarious. He has leaned into that role and he has found himself, which I'm happy for him. But then Rhea Ripley got really pissed, and she was mad.
Hurt her baby's eyes.
Yeah, you hurt her baby's eyes. So she was like, "You fight me in the ring now." I'm like, damn, bro, why are you talking to him like that? But Akira, reluctantly got in the ring, and this is when I got triggered.
And not the street profits being like, you got that dog in, you can do this.
Yeah, I'm like, bruh, y'all know what's about to happen. What are you telling them to do? Go beat up a woman? Like you're encouraging.
Well,
him?
I'm gonna say this.
Like, walk away.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like this is a setup for a certain wrestler to return. And he's going to spear the hell out of Rhea Ripley, and he's probably going to do the chair. What's the joke? Yeah, the chair because of what she did too.
That would be amazing.
I feel like that's where
I need to see it,
and that's going to lead to the Hell in a Cell match with him and Finn Balor.
I need to see it because this pissed me off. Because basically, she just beat up Akira Tozawa. She got in the ring and taunted him. Hit me. I'm like, bitch, why you ask for the match if you know he can't hit you? This some bullshit. Like,
he can. It was an intergender match. He could. He just didn't.
WWE ain't about to let that shit happen. We know this ain't a Will Ospreay versus B Priestley at Wrestle Talks event. This ain't Candice LeRae fighting.
But this is why it's going to switch. We're gonna see this again for another week, and then that man's gonna show up.
I hope
and
so.
He's gonna spear her, and then he's gonna put her in and everybody's gonna be like, "What just happened?" And then they're like, "Well, he's technically justified."
I mean, he is.
And you know who's gonna tell him to do it?
His
Beth
wife.
Phoenix.
I mean, that's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way it's gonna work.
He's gonna be like, "Do it," and he's like, "All right."
He's gonna look over at it. She's gonna be like, "Do it." He's just gonna be like, he gonna get his crazy eyes and he gonna do it. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna pop for that. I'm gonna be happy because she needs her ass beat. You know what I mean? I'm just saying she needs her ass beat. It's just a triggering segment. And they think about when they do these segments. I'm not gonna go on a tangent, but when they do these segments and they be like, we don't want to see men hitting women. They think about all the people that it could possibly trigger, right? This is one of the things, like, you don't want to see domestic abuse or have people triggered by domestic abuse. But it's hilarious that they don't think about that when it goes the opposite way. They're like, no, let's just keep justifying or
But, I mean, they didn't think about it when it
women beating
came to
men.
Nia Jax. They didn't think about it when it came to Nia Jax.
You're right.
They had
I mean,
12.
They did have everybody beat her ass. You know what I mean? She's also 400 pounds.
But this is the thing. Any woman that's ever gotten into the men's Royal Rumble, he gets hit. They don't just get thrown out.
Yeah, China used to get hit.
Them. Yeah,
China, Chris Jericho.
And there are also rumors that they want to kind of put Rhea Ripley into that China style thing, but for that to actually happen, she actually has to wrestle and then get hit by other men. So don't be surprised if she showed up in the men's Royal Rumble and then something happens where she gets beat up and then tossed out the ring.
Tossed out, and then she ends up in the women's Royal Rumble and wins it. You know what I mean? That would be fire, actually.
I mean, but that's technically what happened with Nia Jax. Remember, she showed up and then she came to the women's one, hurt what's her name, tried to abuse her, and then remember she got knocked out, and that's how she got into the men's.
Yeah, and that's how she got a joint.
We'll do it in reverse.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I'm annoyed by this. I have personal vendetta against this shit. So, yeah, that's it. But the Street Profits did win the match. It was a decent match, and Rhea Ripley pinned Tozawa with the sexy pin that she does. You know what I mean? It was. Dom, I feel like Dom should be jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Dom should have been.
You know what? It would
are
not
you
surprise
doing?
me if eventually it's Dom versus her. It would not surprise. That would never surprise. That would not surprise me.
That would be kind of crazy. I mean, if she eventually turns babyface, because Dom can't be a babyface. Dom sucks as a babyface. He can never be a babyface.
He'll never be a babyface ever again.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at that. And we got a video package about Adam Pearce firing Bobby Lashley last week, and then we seen Pearce backstage, leaving an angry voicemail on Paul Heyman's phone. You know what I mean? Talking about he need to talk to him. I thought he was talking to Triple H for a minute, but then I realized it's like, oh, he's talking to Paul Heyman because all the shit with the bloodline. It's too many Pauls. But then Kathy Kelly just pulled up. And she's like the new, who is she? Who used to do this all the time? Just walk up and ask the most rude, out of place questions. Just didn't.
What, Renee?
No, the dark haired girl. The dark haired girl. It was the dark haired.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not Kayla Braxton, right?
Nah. The white girl that had dark hair. She did ESPN for a while. You know who I'm talking about. Fuck, I can't remember her name. She just left the company not too long ago too. Carly, there you go. But yeah, she used to
call her Charles.
Charlie. There we go. Yeah. Kathy walked up. It was just like, yeah. So what's going on with you and Bobby? And she was like, Pierce was like, it was my fault last week. I ain't gonna even get into it. You know what I mean? I overstepped my boundaries or whatever. But you know what I mean? It's not a matter of if Bobby Lashley's coming back. It's a matter of when. Then Fizz, we got one of my favorite nights of the moments of the night. This was short, it was sweet, but it just made me so happy because MVP walked into the shot and was like, "Yo, Adam, I got to holler at you about Bobby Lashley," and that was enough for me. I was like,
and you notice that
it's happening.
That when the bloodline jumped Shelton Benjamin, that was Cedric Alexander was with him.
He was with him. That's what I'm saying. They was already together. So it's like I feel like something was already being, put in place, and I like it. And you know what I think is going to happen? Obviously, the Hurt Business is probably going to reform. But you know what I think? Why they're going to reform? I think they're going to be like security for Monday Night Raw. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to protect Monday Night Raw from people like the Bloodline. Adam Pearce is going to try to get control of the show or have him, because, business is good. You know what I mean? You got the Hurt Business here. You know what I mean? You give us the bag, we make sure none of this shit happen with the bloodline. You know what I mean? And then, we could possibly get a Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley match, bro. You know what I mean? Who don't want that? I want it. You know what I mean? We could start doing that after WrestleMania. Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. It ain't got to be for the titles. That's still a heavyweight main event match. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to the Hurt Business getting back together. Also, it is definitely inevitable. He's probably going to be a part of it.
Also, kind of, it would not surprise me. You know what? I think Dolph Ziggler might be with them. Think about it. When Dolph Ziggler popped back up,
with who?
With the Hurt Business. It just hit me. When Dolph Ziggler popped back up, it was during the match with Mustafa Ali trying to go in against Austin Theory, correct?
Right.
We all know Bobby Lashley is going for that belt.
The U.S. title.
And when he got jumped last night, who was he with? Why was he in that area with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin? They have nothing together for all three of them.
That is
maybe
weird.
They're like you said, maybe they're lining it up so Bobby Lashley has a straight path to get what he wants.
That could work. He could be the Owen Hart of the group, like Owen Hart Nation. You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, you always got to have one. You always got to have one.
Dolph knows how to dress. Dolph wear suits and shit, so he fit in perfect to me. I mean, you ain't got to be black to be in the Hurt Business. You know what I mean? So it works.
You didn't have to be Black Nation.
Like, yeah, exactly.
They got Crush was the first one to come in.
That's
but
facts.
Nobody cared about Crush being in there. It was all about the Black Heart. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
I love that version of Owen
Man,
Hart.
it's so classic, bro. So fun. Every version of Owen Hart was good, man. That man was so fucking good and talented, bro. Like, even the blue blazer was fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing, bro. Everything he did was fucking gold. And even when he was
The man started with
serious
Coco
wrestler-
Beware, so you know,
Exactly.
always an ally, always an ally.
Exactly, man. You know what I mean? Fuck with Owen Hart. Didn't he date black girls, man? I felt like he dated black girls, man. I don't know. I ain't know him, but I felt like he did. You know what I mean? Shout out to Owen Hart. Rest in peace. But then, yeah, that's when we saw all the guys get beat up backstage. Ziggler, Sheldon, Cedric, and all them. And then we got a tag team match. Pretty damn good tag team match, too, between the OC, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. Came out with AJ Styles and Mia Yim. And they went up against Alpha Academy, Gable and Otis.
Raw is Alpha Academy.
Raw is Alpha
Raw
Academy.
with two A's. Raw with two A's in it.
Right, there you go. Raw with two Raw, you know what I mean, is Alpha Academy. But the match was good, man. Standard stuff. Chad Gable is a beast. AJ Styles is a beast.
I mean, they've wrestled each other like 12 times since
in
November,
the last 3 months.
You know,
it
they
feels
know
like.
what they're doing.
Yeah, so the chemistry's there between these groups. Gallows and Anderson, you know, they did their thing. They hit a Magic Killer at one point to end the match. The Magic Killer ended the match. They got the win. And then the Usos ran out. And the Usos, you know, attacked everybody and beat them up. So Mia Yim dove out the ring as fast as possible. She doesn't want to fight men, clearly. She's not Rhea Ripley. So can't have Mia Yim versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley about that life, and Mia Yim is clearly not. No, I'm joking.
I mean, who's she gonna go head up with?
Rhea
Solo?
normally jumps out.
She good.
Rhea normally jumps out the ring when that shit happens too. Like
you got to know who you can do stuff to.
Exactly. I mean, she's smart. She's smart. But the match was good. Bloodline jumped everybody after the match. Then as the Adam Pearce came out and tried to break them up and pull them apart and everything, the Usos walking up the ramp with Sami Zayn, and then AJ Styles just came out of nowhere and nigga just teleported onto the ramp. I'm like, where did he come from? The door is that way. Like, where did he ran through the crowd? I was like, all right.
Yep. Ran around. He's like, I'm going to get you one way or another.
Exactly. And then we saw Adam Pearce backstage, and AJ Styles was pissed. And he was like, I want a match. I want to fight anybody. I'll take on any of them. He's like, give me Sammy Uso. And they really call him Sammy Uso, because even Adam Pearce called him Sammy Uso. He was like, all right, it's you versus Sammy Uso tonight. I was like, oh, okay.
That's his
Sammy
name.
Uso then. That's his name now. Corey Graves, get it right. Corey Graves called him Sami Zayn a couple times. I was like, nah, man, it's Sammy Uso now, bro. But then, yeah, that segment was awesome. And it's just, the whole show felt like chaos. It was just continuing with the chaos. Like, Adam Pearce is at his wit's end. He don't know what to fucking do. He calling people, trying to get shit in order. It's just chaos. And I loved it. It felt like the show was moving along, and it was concise and tight, and the matches were still getting time to breathe.
Shout out to Otis for knocking down the tree when he came out. Just randomly not kicking, pushing down the tree.
Do you hate Christmas, you fucking Grinch? What was that about? Like, damn, what did the tree do to you? He's like, nah, I just knock down trees when I come out. It's what I do. You know what I mean? I'm Otis. Look at me. I'm the tree, nigga. Look at my neck.
Yep.
It's not even there. You know what I mean? I am the tree, or at least the tree trunk. But then we had another segment that I really enjoyed, Physics. I really enjoyed this Monday Night Raw, if you can't tell. But this shit with Byron Saxton sitting down with Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. Now,
it was better than last week.
It was 1,000 times better than last week. Last week was just awkward and weird and stupid. This week was fucking awesome. This is the Alexa Bliss I want. This is the Alexa Bliss we've been asking for. This is, they explained everything and made it all make sense. Remember, I was like, I don't know, Alexa just seems like she's kind of out of it. Like, she don't want it. Like, she's just going through the motions. Like, I said all this. And then she basically confirmed that shit when she was asked, you know, Byron asked her, yo, what was up with what you did to Bianca last week? And, you know, Bianca's sitting right there. And she's like, yo, man, Bray Wyatt kind of abducted me and you know, put me in a fucking trance or whatever, and then fucking just dipped out on me and left me with abandonment issues, and I didn't know who I was or where I was going, and I went to therapy, but that didn't really help. Yeah, she had trust issues. She went to therapy. That didn't really help. You know, I forgot what she said. All therapy did was, you know, not really help. She said something, but and she was like, you know, that person's not really me. And Bianca was basically like, I don't know, man. It seemed like it was you. She was like, and I love when Alexa said this. Alexa was like, yo, why are you even asking me about? You don't need to worry about the Fiend. Like, okay, stop it. Jesus Christ. Alexa, stop. Jesus. Mute that. Jesus Christ. Okay. But yeah, she's like, I don't really trust you. And Alexa's basically like, yo, you don't worry about the Fiend. He's not a threat to you. I am. I was like, oh, that's the Alexa I want. That's the Alexa I want.
And then the Fiend said, you thought.
Right.
Let me flick this thing in the background
up on the screen, and then that bitch went into trance again, and Bianca got up and turned around, and Alexa saw the vase. I don't think she was gonna do this, and then she got stuck in the trance again and just smashed her in the back of the head with the vase. I was like, oh yes.
What control you thought you had.
Exactly, bitch. I'm in control here. Uncle Howdy.
Control.
That's right.
Roll group.
Facts. I can't wait to see how this plays out now that they've officially intertwined Bray Wyatt and Alexa and confirmed that, there's still something going on there. And
I feel like at the Royal Rumble, they're going to run into each other. And then it's just like, what do we do with that? They're not, we know they're in the same building, and then they look at each other and it's like, and of course, shout out to LA Knight with his great Bray Wyatt impersonation, like, hey baby, it's not, that's not me. That's not me.
That's not me.
That's Uncle Howdy. That had nothing to do with me. We good.
He does do a great impersonation, man. I can't be mad at him. Oh man, but did you notice Physics? What's that fucking doll's name?
Yeah.
The little doll by the chair. But it was but that was creepy as fuck. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's why I told you,
as hell.
She never knows. Like when we see the doll and stuff, and she, like that time when she was doing a workout, and the doll was like used like on the side and was like floating. I was like, she doesn't see it. She doesn't know it's there. And when she comes out and the doll is over, the screen, I don't think she knows that's there. She's just coming out by herself. She's not holding it. She never holds it. It's
that's
just
true. It's just there.
But,
like the doll is following her. That's creepy. That's creepy. Doll's just with his head on the side of the joint peeking. I'm like, yo, if you don't get Chucky, the female Chucky out of this motherfucker, the hell is going on here? But I love that segment. And then, Physics, we went to something that I thought I was going to hate. And it turned out I didn't hate it that much. You know what I mean? We had the winner takes all ladder match between The Miz and Dexter Lumis. And this match was fun, man. They had two big bags of money hanging over the ring. The guys came out, you know what I mean? They went straight at it. Dexter Lumis had the offense first. The Miz got a lot of offense in, but Dexter was pretty much beating his ass for the whole match. Then Miz finally got the upper hand at one point outside the ring. And
Miz went hardcore.
Yeah, he did go hardcore. I mean, hardcore for the Miz. There's still no.
I mean, that man has never handled that many chairs in his life.
Yeah, I think that was about his hardcore, and he still didn't even hit him with the chairs for real. He just like tossed them in his vicinity. So he trapped Dexter Lumis under a ladder outside the ring, in between a ladder, and then just start like throwing stuff on him, like basically chairs. He just start throwing chairs on top of the ladder, which I mean,
through the desk chair. Which that one I was like, that looked like it hurt.
That looked like it hurt. Now when he threw the desk chair, I was like, okay, now you're getting official. Because the first, when he's throwing the regular chairs, I was like, that might sting, because the metal on metal impact and hit you, like that might sting a little bit. But the office chair, that's gonna crush you. Like that's heavy. I mean, so, with the ladder on top. So I was like, okay, Miz. So Miz thought that was gonna keep him down. He tried to climb the ladder. That didn't work. Lumis.
So shout out for the Miz. The crowd screaming out tables.
That was
tables.
fucking
He grabs
awesome.
The table and then threw her right back into.
He's a great heel, man. You got to get a man his props, bro. He's a great heel. That's why he's always on TV. That's why he's been around 16 plus years. No breaks. Like, he's a great heel. He's good at his job. He's the most boring wrestler of all time, maybe, but he's a great heel. He's a great heel character, because that was funny as hell. The crowd was really chanting tables because he was using all those chairs, and he slid that shit. He was like, oh, y'all want tables? Bet. Grabbed the table, and he's like, I got it. And then slid that shit back under the ring. I was like, you petty son bitch. You petty as hell. But yeah, Dexter met him back at the top of the ladder after he beat him up, shook it off a little bit, and they went at it a little bit more. Dexter like choked him out. I think he choked him out and had him on the mat. Did he do a move off the? Well, Dexter tried to do the leg drop. That was before the whole chair spot, but I forgot how he actually got Miz down at the end. But it looked like Dexter was gonna win. He was climbing the ladder. Miz was completely out of it. Dexter had fucked him up, and then out of nowhere, we had a returning Bronson Reed. He came in and he grabbed Dexter's foot, kept him from being able to grab the 2 bags of money, pulled him down and beat his ass, got him up out of there. You know what I mean? Then hit him with that tsunami splash, which just looks, I would never want to take that. That's just, I don't want to do that. I'd be like, can we do something else to end the match? Because that doesn't look safe. That's a big motherfucker. You could see all the fat rippling across your body when he lands on you. It's just like you get inhaled into his girth. It's just like, I would never want to be squashed by that man. It's just like a giant ball of Play-Doh landing on you from 50. This shit gonna kill you. It's just Play-Doh. It's soft if you playing with it. Drop that shit from 30 feet and it might kill you. So it was good, man. We got another Triple H return. Now the crowd was fucking dead. And I get it.
But I mean, they don't know who
this,
Bronson Reed is.
He
was NXT.
Yeah, they don't know who he is. This was not a good way to debut him. You know what I mean? Are you sick of people being aligned with The Miz yet? Because I am. You know what I mean? It's like,
hey,
he's a great
This
heel.
is one thing we know. The Miz watch NXT Black and Gold. That had to be his favorite show because that man brings nothing but NXT. There's a portal, the Miz portal.
It started with DB. It started with DB.
Yep. Daniel Bryan went through it. Tommaso Ciampa has gone through it. Dexter Lumis has gone through it.
Right.
Now it's Bronson Reed. Everybody goes through the Miz NXT portal. So
I mean, he's the new Dolph Ziggler. He's the guy that makes you on the main roster now. You know what I mean? And instead of coming up to beat Dolph Ziggler, you come up and you join the Miz. You know what I mean? So
you know who would be great with the Miz?
Who?
But he's just getting started in NXT. Grayson Waller.
I was just about to say that. Yep. I mean, that's just almost a perfect fit. That's almost a perfect fit. You know what I mean? They're pretty much the same.
To the point they're too cocky that they would end up fighting each other.
It would end up being a feud. Yeah, one of them would have to be a babyface at the end of it because they would end up feuding. The cockiness, the arrogance would overload, and yeah, they would be feuding. But I mean, that's literally a perfect fit. But the thing is, Grayson doesn't need him. You know what I mean? That's the thing. He don't need him.
I mean, we're gonna get Grayson versus Booker T eventually. It's happening. So
Booker's definitely pushing for it. It's like,
I mean, they keep doing they keep doing it. I feel like the WrestleMania weekend is happening. So
I mean, we did get some rumors that Booker T might be in the Royal Rumble, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that could be the thing that he does, and that would
and it wouldn't surprise me if Grayson Waller is in the Royal Rumble as well. Because they always bring up some NXT. Yeah. Carmelo Hayes is definitely being in it.
Oh so yeah. He's already he's on his way up. Carmelo's on his way up as he should be.
But speaking of Bronson, his return was expected all the way back in August.
Really?
Fightful Select reports that the New Japan wanted to retain him and was hopefully he would stay. But Bronson was a priority hire for Triple H when he gained power within WWE. Reed has signed a contract with WWE and is done with New Japan Pro Wrestling, so it won't be a situation like Carl Anderson, who is finishing up his New Japan Pro Wrestling days through at least January 4th, while also wrestling for WWE.
Oh, okay. Because I think he was booked for a show in March, so I guess that's not happening anymore. Yeah. I mean, obviously, he was a Triple H pet project. He was NXT North American champion right before he got fucking fired. He dropped the belt to Swerve or whatever. I remember that. Great match, and that was the end of it. You know what I mean?
And that firing was a McMahon firing. That had nothing to do with
that's what
Triple
I'm saying.
H.
It's like they didn't like his body type or what. Like, man, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, what do y'all?
Triple H did. Obviously, they put the belt on.
Pro wrestling. Like, you like Otis body type, but you don't like. You know what I mean? His like they're the same person. Like they shape the same. I don't understand. I never understand what Vince is thinking, yo. Nobody does. Obviously, nobody does.
And that's why we hope he never comes back.
Never, please, never. We're just not even going to talk about it because we don't want to put that juju in the air. But then we saw Seth Rollins backstage walking through some Christmas lights. That was cool. He had his red shiny jacket on, walking through green lights. I was like, oh, I see what you guys did there. Then we got some replays of the Bloodline and all that stuff they've been doing all night. AJ made his way to the ring. After that, then we got Sami Zayn coming to the ring, and we got a fire-ass singles match. This match was fire. Both of these guys killed it.
Well, the last three matches.
Yeah.
They went in the last three matches.
I mean, you mean of this show or the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, shit. I liked all the matches on the show. Like, the entire show. There wasn't, like, anything really bad
AJ
on
Styles
the show.
versus Sami Zayn,
That's
then
crazy.
Bayley versus Becky Lynch,
that's
and then
pay-per-view.
Usos versus Seth Rollins and Kev
Pay-per-view.
Owens.
All pay-per-view quality matches. Like, that's all
They made
stuff
sure
you could
for
see
the last
anywhere.
Raw to go all out.
And, I ain't even put that together. Like, this is literally all, like, WrestleMania quality matches, like, as far as the opponents that were fighting. That's why this felt
And
like
gave
such a
them
big
time.
deal.
Gave them time, and like I said, they started earlier with the people that have been holding Raw down. So Street Profits, Judgment Day, Alpha Academy, the OC, like all this whole crew.
All of the Raw
and
people.
then we were like, was ended with these big matches at the end.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good idea. Yeah, these two went at it. Sami Zayn ended up winning the match with a blue thunder bomb because Solo Sikoa came out of the crowd. It looked like, well, they had escorted him out, all the Usos, all the Bloodline out earlier, but obviously they just kept coming back because like roaches. Solo came out of the crowd and hit AJ with a thumb. AJ attacked him first, so I mean he kind of did it to himself. But then Solo got
I don't
back
think
at him.
Zayn. I'm not even sure Zayn has won with the Blue Thunder Bomb the whole time he's been up in WWE. I know he's won it in NXT. I don't think he's won it. It's always the haluva kick. So
yeah, it's a setup move. I was like, when the match ended, I was like, what? I was genuinely confused. I was like, was that a botch? That's not a bad. Where's the haluva kick? I was like, all right, that was cool. I mean, it's a finishing move. Like, the Blue Thunder Bomb is definitely a finishing move. Nigga, he gives you the giant swing and a power bomb. Nigga, he do two finishing moves in one. Like
that's indie wrestling for you. Only in indie wrestling where somebody would like the setup move can actually finish somebody.
Yeah, it's like that shit is devastating. I wouldn't want to take it. So Sammy does it best. Like his shit is always flawless when he does the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah.
So he got the win over AJ Styles. Big win.
Shout out to Styles for the moonsault DDT from the apron to the floor.
Oh, sweet, bro. That shit was sweet. I knew it was something that I was forgetting. Yeah, that move was sweet. And
also Styles screaming out Styles Clash before he was about to do the move. I was like, what is this? This is new.
I ain't never seen
He's never done
that.
this before.
Like, when did he start doing that? Like, what? Styles
He's
Clash?
an anime character
I was like,
now.
what? I didn't know if he was trying to like tell Sammy the move. But then it just looked like he was just it just looked like he was just saying it. I was like, all right, that's what's up. That's different. But Adam Pearce came out and kicked Sammy and Solo out because obviously interference. He's still mad, and they supposed to already be gone anyway. But after that, we heard from Seth freaking Rollins. He came out and he welcomed everybody to Monday Night Rollins, even though the show had already been on for 2 hours. But
they were in his state. They were in Iowa,
man. So he's the hometown hero.
He's
got
a baby
the massive
face.
Pop. He's a super baby face now. Got the massive pop. Got a new T-shirt with "Sing My Song" on the back. You know what I mean? So that he ain't going nowhere as far as a baby face. Like this the Seth Rollins we gonna get for a while, which is great because he's great.
Which is why they had to turn Bobby somewhat of a heel because.
Yep. At
You
least
had to have
like
a face
tweener.
somewhere in this.
Exactly. At least like a tweener, just so Rollins can do his thing. It is all organic, so can't be mad at it. The Bloodline came out, and we had Austin Theory come out there. And he was talking shit to Seth Rollins. He called Seth Rollins the third most successful member of the Shield. I was like, damn, he's right. That's fucked up. That had to sting a little bit. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, man. But Rollins has obviously thrown his shots out there before. Austin just told him I'm not a kid anymore, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? The Theory era is here forever and all this shit. And Rollins just like, whatever. He's like, he wished him a Merry Christmas. He's like, Merry Christmas, kid. Then Rollins told him to take it easy or wind up like Bobby Lashley. Theory was like, What he say? The only reason Rollins is standing here is because Rollins, because Lashley took out his frustrations on officials rather than him, and that's a good point. And he's like, just like his whole career, Rollins got lucky. And the crowd was into this shit the whole time. Then the Usos came out, surrounded the ring. Well, they ain't surrounded the ring. It was only two of them.
Yeah, and Seth was like, "Hold on, let's put this to the side. We got to handle this business right now."
Right.
And Theory was like,
He's like,
"You got to handle we."
He's like,
we. I don't speak French. I'm going out. See you on the other side, sir.
He's like, no comprende. He's
like Uncle Phil.
He got out of there. And obviously, Jimmy and Jay jumped in the ring and beat up Seth. Seth tried to put up a fight, but 2 versus 1, obviously, against the tag team champions of the world. Wasn't going to go well, but that's when you heard, however his song goes, the Kevin Owens theme song. And Kevin Owens ran out to make the save for Seth Rollins. Okay, man, can we talk about the backstage segment between Seth and
I
KO?
love that Kevin Owens is constantly saving people, but then when they have to talk to each other, he goes, "Don't you remember?"
I thought he was gonna stun him. Honestly, I thought he was gonna stun Seth in the ring.
I thought he was gonna.
I swear
when he
he's gonna
first
hit him with a
came out,
stunner.
because he was giving him a look like, "I'm out here."
Exactly.
But I don't like you like that.
Exactly.
I remember what you were trying to do. I was trying to have a WrestleMania moment. You are here trying to steal it. Thank God for Cody.
But Seth was so.
I had to wrestle you
so
for it.
Fucking good. Seth was like, I don't remember that. What are you talking about? I don't. It's like I don't. He's like, no.
He was like, you came out in a suit. He was like, I came out in a nice suit.
He said a shiny suit. He was like a shiny
come
suit.
Out in nice
nah,
suits.
that couldn't have been me. He was like, no, I'm 98% sure it was you. He was like, see, so there's 2% chance. He was like, no, actually, I'm 100% sure. I was just trying to be nice. I was like, yo, these two are fucking gold together, bro. Like, oh my God, I need to see these two on TV more. They're like, Kevin Owens is good with everybody. I don't even know. Kevin Owens is literally good with everybody when it comes to that stuff. Because it's like he's always like speaking from the fans' perspective. Like, even with the Elias stuff, like, nobody in the locker room knows that Elias and Ezekiel are different, but Kevin Owens is like, no, motherfucker, y'all the same person. Yeah, you're not fooling me. I know.
Like, why is everybody gaslighting me in this back room?
Exactly.
I'm not crazy.
I'm not the crazy one. So this interaction was hilarious, man. They decided to tag team together to go up against the Usos. It was, I love that backstage. That might have been my favorite thing on the show, was the interaction between Kevin and Seth. Then we got, oops. Let me fix that. Throwing cameras all on. Really need to lock that. But yeah, after that we got the match. No, we didn't get the match. I'm sorry. We had Becky Lynch backstage cutting a fire promo. You know what I mean? Just talking about how Bayley never did anything by herself, or she doesn't do anything by herself. She always got damage control with her. Becky like, yo, the difference between me and you is everything that I've done. Like, we've done a lot of the same things, but the difference between me and you is I've done it all by myself, and you can't say the same thing. Now, the only question is, will it be 3-on-1 tonight or 1-on-1? And it was 3-on-1. Spoiler alert. But Bayley came out with damage control, and she went against Becky Lynch, man, and this match was fire, bruh. This match was fire, bruh. I can't even lie. Like, Becky Lynch, I don't know what the fuck happened. She was already good in the ring, but she did something. Her wrestling is different. I don't know what it is about it. Is it? I'm gonna have to. Maybe I need to watch the match again. But something felt different about the way she wrestled. Maybe she's always been aggressive, but she added some new moves to her moveset. I don't know. She just feels like she's gotten even better in the ring during the time she took off. But obviously damage control was out there causing all kinds of distractions or whatever. So Becky being too focused on them, they got the ref to turn their back, and Bayley hit a roast plant on Becky and got the 1-2-3. I was like, what? But it's good because Bayley needed the win. Like, Becky's already a superstar. She's not going to stop being a superstar.
And like you said, Bayley hasn't been getting wins, but she ends
it.
the year with a win.
Yeah, so, they made the right decision there. Damage control stood tall. And Becky was looking up at the lights. So, Not mad at the decision, especially since it was such a good match. Becky still looked strong because it was literally 3-on-1, so it was what it was. So after that, we had what we have after that. Yeah, we had a bunch of replays, talk about the John Cena and all that shit, a bunch of, updates for what's going on next week, to talk about next week being a clip show, all that shit. And then we got the main event of the night, man. We got the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. It was a main event match. This match was fire, man. I mean, all these guys are so good at this point. The Usos are the best tag team on the planet. I'm sorry. I love FTR and everything, and I know they could do the violent stuff. I mean, the Usos could do that shit too. They're just in the wrong promotion to be doing those kind of matches, but they're just so good. The timing that they have in the ring, they're so fluid. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. The Usos are the best tag team to me, just in-ring performers, and there's a lot of great tag teams, but Jimmy and Jay are just too good. The match went back and forth. Both teams got a lot of offense in. Solo Sikoa at one point came out to the ring, stood out in the crowd area for a little bit, but Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson was like, "Yo, fuck that, we remember." And they ran out and attacked Solo, so he couldn't interfere in the match. We got Rollins taking out Jay and Sikoa with a somersault over the ring. That was after I think Jay wiped him out with a plancha. I think, he dove over the rope first, then Seth followed him. And then Jimmy had Owens on the top rope trying to do a superplex. And then Austin Theory wiped out Rollins with his belt. He hit Rollins in the back of the head with the belt because Rollins was on the outside of the ring standing on the guardrail or whatever, and Austin Theory just snuck up behind him, took him out. So at that point, he's out of the match, and that was after he just curb stomped Jimmy Uso, I think. So Jimmy was completely out of the match. So you basically got down to one-on-one versus Jay and Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens, they were going back and forth, a couple super kicks in there, and then hit him with a pop-up power bomb for the win. So Sami Zayn won with a Blue Thunder Bomb, and then Kevin Owens won with a pop-up power bomb. I was like, what is happening? What's happening? Am I watching NXT? I was like, am I watching NXT? Because I don't remember these moves ending matches up for a very long time. You know what I mean? Like, ever since, KO started using the stunner, the pop-up power bomb doesn't pin anybody. You know what I mean? Doesn't get no 3 counts, but it did last night on the tag team champion. But it was after a brutal match, so, it made sense. Felt like they ended the match a little early. I was almost questioning whether that was a botch because there were still like 3 minutes left on the show. And they were all just standing and walking around aimlessly like, so we didn't go off air? So, okay, so you're going to pose? All right, so.
I think it's probably only a botch and they just did it early and that was it. But
Okay.
I kind of feel like that was probably the end.
Okay, yeah, so, great Monday Night Raw, man. I enjoyed everything. There wasn't a bad thing on this show, Physics. Like, I don't like intergender matches, you know what I mean, where the dude doesn't hit the woman back because it's just weird to me, you know what I mean? So, but it was still a fun match. I ain't gonna lie about that and act like the match wasn't entertaining. Akira Tozawa jumping 40 feet in the air and landing on his back is, it's sick, but it's funny. You know what I mean? It's entertaining. You know what I mean? That he'll take that type of bump to entertain us, but everything on this show was good. There wasn't one bad thing. There was not a bad promo. There was not a bad match. There wasn't a bad backstage segment. Commentary still sucks because Kevin Patrick is ass. He will never not be ass. He's never going to get good at that job.
That
Please
man
fire him.
is going to end up being commentator of the year
Listen,
for 2023.
Please
I'm putting it out there.
Fire him
And
immediately.
then Laylo
Get
is going to be like,
rid of him.
he's my favorite commentator of all
See
time.
this window? You see this window? I'm on the 5th floor. If he went, I'm jumping out of this bitch. I don't never want to hear him again. I'm done.
Next
with
year,
Kevin
he's going to go on
Patrick.
a run.
Oh my
He's
god.
going to go on a run.
Listen, if he gets way better all of a sudden, I'll give him his props. I just don't see it happening. He sucks. He just seems so green out there, like he's a fan that just got plopped into the fucking desk. He says the corniest shit. He's always jumping or talking over Corey, and I just hate his fucking voice. It's not a wrestling commentator's voice. It's terrible. He's a terrible color commentator. He's not even a color guy. Corey is, but he's a terrible play-by-play guy. He don't even know the names of the fucking moves, physics. Corey got to tell him the name of the moves half the time. Corey's doing the color and the fucking play-by-play. The shit is fucking whack. Why is he there? Like, I just don't. He's so bad. I was so frustrated listening to him. He was the only bad. Well, the crowd was kind of ass too. But no. I take that back. The crowd was good. They were dead for the Jonah stuff, but I give them a pass because who the fuck is Jonah to them? They don't know who, and I'm calling him Jonah because he's been gone for a year. But Bronson Reed, who the fuck is he to them? They don't know who Bronson Reed is. So I'll give him a pass on that. But I mean, as far as storytelling, I would give storytelling 4.5 blunts just because all of the storytelling was good. It was a show-long story with the Usos invading. You know, you got the Becky Lynch and Bayley stuff that was good. You had the Hurt Business possibly forming. Judgment Day still doing their thing. Man, they killed it tonight or last night on Monday Night Raw. Matches. I got to give matches 4 blunts because all of the matches were fucking good. This was like a pay-per-view quality show when it came to the wrestling. You know what I mean? Promos and backstage segments, I'll probably go with 4.25. Think that is that too much? I think the Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins thing is just, it was so good. The Becky Lynch promo was good. It's got to get 4.5 because the Bianca and Alexa stuff, I'm giving them 4.5. It was all good. There was nothing bad. It was all good. It was all entertaining. It was all perfectly done. I want to give it 5 blunts, but I don't want to break my system. So I'm just I'm like, it was
Go with
so
your heart.
good.
Go with your heart.
I am.
Go
You
with
know
your
what?
heart.
You know what? You're right, physics. I'm giving it 5 blunts for the storytelling last night because I enjoyed that shit so fucking. Hey, Gruss, that's what it felt like. It felt like the NWO. There was no Rey Mysterio getting lawn darted into a trailer backstage, but you know what I mean?
You gotta wait for SmackDown for that.
Right, exactly. But it was fucking, it was chaos the entire night, even with Damage Control and all the interference, so much interference and chaos. Nobody got through a match without the Usos and the Bloodline coming through and destroying it. It was just fun. It was fun. You know what I mean? The entire night. Commentary 3 blunts. Fuck you, Kevin Patrick. Get off of my TV screen. I hate you. I hate you. I hate your family. I hate your upbringing. What college did you go to? I hate that school. I'm joking. I don't know that, man. But please leave this show. Please leave. Please give Corey Graves a better partner. Please. I'm begging you. Please, Triple H. Of all the things you've done, why did you do this? This makes no sense. He's terrible. And the crowd, I gave 4 blunts because they were on fire all night, except for the Jonas stuff. But again, they get a pass. But yeah, it was an excellent show last night, man. Was it the best Raw of 2022, physics? I have to ask you.
I can't.
It's hard to remember everything
because I have to remember everything.
Yeah, and that's see, my thing is I've asked that question, but only maybe like 3 or 4 times out of 50 weeks. We've had 50 weeks now, 51 weeks of Monday Night Raw. I've only asked, is this the best Monday Night Raw of the year? Maybe 3 or 4 times. So it's definitely up there. You know what I mean? I'm not sure because it would, like you said, it would be a little recency bias. I would have to go back and watch those other episodes, and I don't even remember which episodes they were, so that ain't gonna happen. But this was an excellent way to end the year for Monday Night Raw. I think them doing a clip show next week is perfectly fine. People gonna be celebrating holidays. Give the wrestlers some time off. I'm good with that. And I ain't gotta watch the show, so perfect. Yeah, man, this is great Monday Night Raw. I have no complaints. What about you, Fizz?
No complaints at all. I had a good time with it.
Yeah, excellent show, man. I hope we get Monday Night Raws like this going forward, like consistently, because Monday Night Raw was struggling for about a month. Like, it was like, yay, Triple H is doing everything right. Then it was like, oh, man, what the fuck am I watching? What's happening? It's like, so SmackDown's been fired the whole time. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns, Bloodline, everything over there, Sammy Uso. But now that, you know, I guess they're kind of getting things together on Raw. The Alexa Bliss stuff is coming to fruition, you know, bringing back some more people to fill out the roster. Apparently they're filling out the mid-card and all these different things. And Triple H came out, well, somebody came out and dispelled those rumors that he wasn't really happy with some of the people he brought back, because apparently all those people weren't meant to be main eventers anyway. And he gave, you know, he tried to give what's their name, Hit Row, a second opportunity. Top Dollar almost beheaded himself, but they
Leg
get a
gave
tag
out.
team match. Yeah, his leg gave out. It happens. I can't do it, so I ain't gonna hate on him. But they get a tag team match on SmackDown this Friday. So he's doing what he can to make sure that people get an opportunity to get over. If they don't get over, that's on them. You know what I mean? But he's definitely giving them the opportunity. So, can't hate Triple H for that. But that's it. That's all I got for today. We will be back. We will be here. I'll be here for Rampage on Thursday because I work on Friday. Yeah, so I'll be here on Thursday for sure. Next week, the schedule is going to be kind of shaky because obviously it's the holidays. I'm going to log on. I'm going to do some live streams. I'm going to react to some wrestling videos live. There are going to be a lot of end-of-the-year lists that are going to be going up. A lot of people have already done them. I've seen Wrestle Talk, I think, did a couple end-of-the-year lists. But we're going to have some cool 2-3 hour streams where we just watch videos of other channels and react to them and give our opinions on what they think because I don't have time to go through and pick my matches of the year, my wrestlers of the year, and I don't have time. I have like 4 businesses to run. So, but we will go through and react to other people's lists and have fun doing that, seeing what they thought. I already saw Okada's on most people's list like 7 times. So
Goat.
I have no problem with that, obviously. I mean, Okada's staying here, so I'm not about to complain about that.
Okada.
Okada and Ospreay, they just on everybody's list like 12 times. It's only 10 matches. They doing top 10s. How is Okada and Ospreay in 12 matches? Is there any other wrestlers, money? Like, damn. But well deserved because those guys are legends, obviously. If I just had to pick one match, Fizz, what would be your favorite match of the year? I already know mine. I know what my favorite match of the year was. Easy.
Keep going with yours. I'm still thinking.
Mine would be Seth versus Cody. The last one.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell. Just the shock and awe that man taking off his jacket and fighting and having a match that fucking good with one arm. You know what I mean? And Seth selling and digging the fucking, kendo stick into his arm and still protecting him. And, it's the emotions and everything that was wrapped up in that match. There's no denying that match was the all-time classic. You know what I mean? So that's probably my favorite. That is my favorite match of the year. Could be a couple others in there, but that was number 1 for me.
Yeah, I would have to sit down and think about it, but the first thing that came to my mind was Ricochet versus Carmelo Hayes.
Ooh, that was fire. That was fire.
The second one that came to mind is Gunther.
Yes, Gunther and
Gunther
Sheamus.
versus Sheamus.
That's got to be
at
Clash
at the Castle.
Fire. That would have been my second pick. You know what I mean? Gunther and Sheamus, because that shit was so much fun. They beat the shit out of each other. Jesus Christ. So yeah, man. But we'll be doing that next week, going through and doing some reaction videos for the end of the year. Give you guys.
You see Gruss what his favorite match is.
Who was? Oh my God! I almost. Fuck my life. I can't even be like, yo, it sucked. What are you talking about? Because it was actually a good match. God damn it, I almost had a good match. I'm never going to hear the end of this. Okay, Laylo, Booker T, Adnan Virk, or Kevin Patrick? 2 goes, 1 stays. I'm going to just cut my ears off. Can I do that? Is that an option? Can I just cut my ears off? I would rather do that. I would rather remove both of my earlobes. Is that possible? So I don't have to hear nothing.
I like Booker T. Booker T.
You like Booker T on commentary?
Black Ice, yeah.
I can't do it. It's so bad. If I hear him say shucky ducky quack quack, I'm gonna just go throw.
Shuggy Duggy.
I'm gonna just go
quack,
throw
quack.
black paint on his face and put some red lipstick on him and be like, "Go dance." What is you doing? Shucky ducky quack quack. I know that's an old school black saying. It just sounds real Sambo-ish to me, and I don't know. I know. I don't.
Give some love to Black Snow.
Who is Black Snow? Oh God, is that?
That's Booker T.
That's Booker T.
When Nash was Chet Lemon, he was Black Snow, and he'd get in the ring and beat people up and do commentary while he was beating them up.
I remember that.
Everybody coming out. Black Snow with a kick to the chest. Black Snow hitting it again.
Legendary. Oh man. But yeah, I really can't answer that question because I would keep Booker T out of those 3, but Adnan Virk and Kevin Patrick, they both got to go. I would rather hear Booker T by himself for 3 hours. On God, I do not want to hear
Tell me
not want to.
you did not just say that.
Tell me you did not just say that. Look over, it ain't nobody here. Be like, well, I guess he didn't just say that. I'm the only one out here. But yeah, Adnan Virk is he. I don't know who's worse between him and Kevin Patrick. They both are 0s out of 10s on commentary. 0 out of 10. I could do that job 1,000 times better. Easily. It's not even a question. I could sound more excited and more of a wrestling commentator than either of those guys. I don't know how they got those fucking jobs. It's so weird. But anyways, I'm going to stop bashing the commentators. And just tell you guys how much I enjoyed Monday Night Raw last night. We'll be back on Thursday. I'll be back on Thursday to cover AEW Dynamite and everything that happens on that show. We got another match between Death Triangle and the Elite. That should be good. And we got some other things going on there. So it should be a fun Dynamite as well, as always. But that's it, guys. Appreciate y'all being in the chat, blowing us up as always. Gruss, my dog. You know what I mean? Appreciate you being in the chat, blowing us up, man. And please, please, please get well soon, man. Shake that fucking COVID, man. That germ. You know what I mean? We don't want to see nobody walking around all sick, man, especially with that shit. So, you know what I mean? Drink your fluids. You know what I mean? Get your rest. Do what you got to do to get better. Wow Nation. It's your boy, Mr. HD, with the homie FHZ. We up out of here, man. Deuces.